Nah,
Oh.
oh, quick draw McGraw over here. Jeez.
Did you see the new Uno cards that are coming out? Do you see that on Jamel's page? She said that it's gonna create family drama. Yeah.
Like it ain't already creating drama?
Yeah. Cause I think I hit it and I don't even know where it is now because it was causing so much ruckus. Yeah, I don't know where it is in here.
We had them on Christmas, but
did we?
Yeah, I probably saw them on board.
Oh. Mm-hmm. About the Uno.
My mic over here. My mic sounds nice.
All right.
You don't know about that.
I do. I seen them. Oh, you went bad. They back. All right.
Be live and in effect.
Good evening.
Good evening.
But we have a guest.
Whoa.
Still here.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. Quick draw. The harder they fall, you out here. Quick draw McGraw out here.
Oh my gosh.
And usually you be like, hey, you gotta do your intro.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Anyways. Good evening. Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon tonight. Last night, tomorrow night. And all that good jazz. Welcome to another episode of Just Cause Podcast. And you know what? I know we haven't been like really introducing ourselves. We just been like giving a little intro and then we go right into our discussion. So, I think we should start introducing ourselves. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to bite the Breakfast Club, but
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But welcome to another episode of Just Cause Podcast. I don't know what you want to go by. Like, you want to go by Quick Draw or you want to go by India, Renee, which
Molly.
Why y'all both say it at the same time? Look, y'all taking this twins thing.
People really think that's my name from my uncle.
So, really?
Yeah, so Uncle Jojo is in the street saying Molly, and people really think that, people are getting confused or have gotten confused. Yeah, and it caused quite an issue. Yeah, because they're like, well, I know India, but I don't know Molly. Yeah, they're the same person.
Same person. That's funny.
Yeah.
And I'm Rashad. But you know what's funny though? Because I don't use my real name on like social media. Yeah. So everybody calls me Bruce. Right? Because I use the Bruce Leroy as my Facebook. So like people be calling me Bruce. And then like some people think my name is like really Bruce.
Yeah.
Like people I don't know, like if we're out and they be like Bruce, and because I know that's my Facebook. That was crazy. And then we have a special guest in the building. You know what I'm saying? A little upset she ain't got her butters. You know what I'm saying? She got her buddies out here, B. Bing bong. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh, you are sick.
Joe Byron. But go ahead and introduce yourself, special guest.
Hey y'all, I'm Jayla.
Jayla who?
Jayla.
Oh, excuse me.
That's my name.
Oh, okay. I'm going out here like
Jayla. What is your occupation right now?
I am a political science major at Clark Atlanta University, class of 2025.
All right.
Oh man, your snaps going.
Yeah. I am India. I am co-host of Just Cause Podcast with
Facts.
My other cousin over here.
Future motivational speaker. I'm gonna make it happen.
Yeah, make it happen.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna start working on this book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're gonna kick this next episode off. Look, I gotta get something off my heart though. I got something on my heart. It came up the other day. I just want to talk about it real quick. I think it's rude and very disrespectful, and I don't appreciate it. these messages coming in my emails, right? For all you utility bill collectors, be shooting me emails. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? When they be like, hey, you got a new invoice, like it's supposed to be happy. Like, I don't care. Like, it's not happy that you telling me that I owe you money and it's time for me to pay my bills. I don't appreciate that. And it be in a little subject too, like, hey, Rashad, you got a new invoice. And it'd be a little exclamation point at the end, like it's supposed to be like cheery, like, hey, like I don't appreciate that. And I find it very disrespectful. I just want to get that off my chest real quick. I don't. I got paperless, right? Because I don't need you sending me mail, so I get the emails, but then it'd be popping up like, "Hey, you got a new invoice." Like, I don't.
Like, why would you be happy about that? I know you're
at all. I'm not happy. That's I don't know. So.
Yeah, this whole bill thing.
It's overrated.
It's so overrated. I wish that.
I see your face over there.
I hate it here. I hate it here.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could be a kid again. It's working.
You ain't the only one.
It's straight. I'm not liking it.
I don't like it. I still don't like it. And I've been doing it for 20 plus years. I don't appreciate it.
Not at all.
At all. You know what I mean? So I remember back in the day, don't be in a rush to grow up. Like now I know why they say don't be in a rush to grow up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm ready to move back in. Like, hey.
Yeah.
I'm ready to be a Toys R Us kid again.
Exactly.
But anyway, so we're gonna continue the conversation on education and its relevance. And we have a bright, young political science, Clark Atlanta HBCU. Is there anything else on your resume that I need to get out of there?
Political Science Association as of today.
Man, he out here doing it big. I like it.
Yeah, but I told her it's going to be really important in the next 4 years with the election. Georgia is a hot topic right now. And yesterday, our president and vice president was at her school doing their speech. So about voting rights. So they're trying to pass the bill and get some other things taken care of, and they're having some issues. So I thought it would be a great opportunity for Jay to come on here as well to possibly talk about that. Because we were previously having a discussion earlier about, what do we really think about, are they genuine or not with the voting rights bill? Or is it just a publicity stunt? So a lot of people are saying that it is. They just went down there to take some pictures and kept it moving. So, yes.
Oh, do we? I mean, there is a possibility. Voting rights is it's man. I'll make sure I like to articulate myself well, and I don't want to talk crazy, but I mean, voting rights is important. We do have a democracy system, and we are, voting is supposed to be, a fundamental right, and it's supposed to be not a God-given right, but a constitutional right. Because I think they tend to like to throw that God-given right, like it's not God-given right. That's man-created constitution. They created these rights and these laws, and anyway. But anyway, it could be, but so it's hard because there's a lot of compromise because you have, unfortunately, this two-party political system. Even though there isn't it shouldn't be a two-party system, but let's be real, we have a two-party political system, and you have two sides that will, go head to head, and like if everybody doesn't get some part of what they want, some say into it, that satisfies both sides, then it's something that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So, and also, our, I believe that our current administration is not holding up to a lot of the things that they said they were going to do, a lot of promises that they was that they boasted that they was going to make happen. Namely, like the money that they said that they was going to get for the HBCUs. You know what I mean? They preached a certain certain budget, and when they came to an agreement and that budget came out, it was way less than what they offered. I mean, like it was more than 50% less than what they had said that they was going to bring, or they were trying to budget. So I mean, they may be trying to save a little bit of face here. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. But I'm not heavy in that political world. So it's.
I will say that I was not expecting them to be down there yesterday, a couple of days before. I don't know if you guys knew that they were coming, but it was like, let's form this idea.
There, that was just my thing. We're nowhere near on campus. Don't even know if we're really going back. But y'all have all these people on campus, and I knew it was kind of weird because because each class has class president. Nobody posted anything. They were all there, but nobody posted anything about them being in front of Biden and Harris or anything like that. So it seemed a little weird to me.
Wait a minute.
They didn't post anything.
Yeah, yesterday,
nobody posted nothing.
Really?
Yes, I don't know if they were instructed not to post, or if it was just like,
if it was a DA or something like that.
So when if you're talking about like the president and vice president and them, like there is a lot of security that goes into that, and they try to limit their movement and how many people are there around and whatnot. So because it's a lot of. Because first of all, if like Secret Service is probably already down there
a week.
Yeah, they was already down there and they was vetting, and they people knew, but they probably instructed like, you're gonna have, this is what it's for, this is X, Y, and Z. So they probably was instructed not to say anything, or they might have been pulled last minute, like, look, I need you here tomorrow at this time. Because I remember when I was at Fort Hood, President Bush came to Fort Hood, and it was a whole ordeal. Yeah, so.
I mean, I totally get the security part of it, but I felt like they should possibly have waited for more kids to be available, but I get with COVID too. You don't want to have all those people and parents and families trying to get in as well.
Like everybody would have tried coming in flood in there to try and, they're here.
But I also think that with President Biden, I think he's trying to reach back to the history, Black history, going to MLK's grave and touring, I guess, the campus and getting the history. But I don't know how deep it was for both of them or their administration to get the history. I mean, because as soon as you come on the campus at Clark, it's what is it right there by the where you go eat, by the student center, the statues right there that discuss the movement, civil rights movement, and it discusses Du Bois and what they all did during that era. So yes, you can know a little bit, but I think that his speech, we were sitting up here looking at it a little bit, trying to figure out, what we needed to interpret what he was saying is what I want to say. I could not interpret everything because like they're saying on CNN, it was all over the place. So I don't know what the true purpose of what they did yesterday was about, other than trying to get the voting bill passed and then to turn around today and create more arguments with Senate. So I just don't know. But I think that in 2024, it's going to be very important for Georgia with the voting rights and voting, and everybody having the ability down there to vote and getting those same people out to vote again. And Stacey Abrams was a key component to that. And it goes back to when we just went over there to the museum. One thing that I didn't say when we spoke about visiting the museum was her dress is, if I'm not mistaken, right next to Trayvon Martin's exhibit. So, and if it's not, it's right in the same area. So they're already preparing for Stacey Abrams to run for governor down in Georgia. And if she does win, it's going to change the game. It's going to change everything. Now, is she going to be able to do it? Possibly. She really is. But I think it's good for Jay to experience all of that down there. Because it's something that she probably wouldn't experience in Delaware. So
that's not even a problem. No way.
So yeah, to get out on that voting stretch and help people, you know, register and all that, I think she should do that. Go out of her comfort zone and help our people.
Yeah, I figured it'd probably be dope. It's definitely an experience. It's something that you can learn, especially being a political science major. You know what I mean? And to get that exposure, and it may open your eyes into something else that you may not have thought about being in. And now that you get that exposure and that experience, and you get a first-hand look at the process and how the process works and the intricacies of it, I think it'll spark something into you. And if you need a campaign manager, let me know.
Gotcha.
You know he's on the move. He'll be right there. In and out. I've never seen somebody ghost.
Hey,
In and out.
who
It's a very skilled person going on right there.
What? How am I?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And it's a good thing. I think that, like I said, you don't always have to tell people what you're doing, when you're doing it, who you're doing it with, all that good stuff. Just live life for itself.
Facts. Yeah. Anyway, I think we're gonna.
Yeah. But let's get back to this part too, education.
Let me write that down as a topic for another.
And I didn't even do my winning Wednesday today. I didn't write nothing, man. I'm telling you, I just been off. So
yeah, take a break. Okay, I can dig it.
Yeah,
I can dig it.
You go ahead. Yeah, I got them written down over here. I had to pick one. Yeah, but we definitely need to discuss education part 2. So where do we want to start tonight? Hot topic is virtual learning right now.
Oh, is it really?
Man.
Yeah, because you know what? I feel like virtual learning now is a little versus what I'm thinking about, because online schooling for when I was taking my college courses and I was doing online schooling, like I didn't like it. Because you don't talk to the instructor. No. There's no one I had to teach myself this material, and all I do is get assignments, and I think it's kind of difficult. And I say that because I took I had to take statistics, and yeah, exactly. So and I'm like going through the book, the lessons, and I'm like, there was one part where I wasn't getting the same answer as the example. I'm like, I'm working it out. I'm like, why am I not getting the same answer? Like I kept getting a negative, and like in the book it was positive, and I was like, I'm not understanding this. So I had to YouTube, and they was like, regardless if it's negative or positive, you get rid of the negative. And I was like, yo, I could have saved me like 20-30 minutes.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out like, why is this not working out like I thought it was, and then I had to go to YouTube to figure it out.
Wow.
So but that virtual learning now, like at home, and I think I'm pretty sure it's a little challenging.
Very. Today's my first day for second semester, and my comp teacher, she's older. So I already know if we're gonna stay virtual, it's gonna be a drag the whole semester. She was just rambling today. She was just talking so much. I was looking at my computer like, oh my gosh.
You gotta have your camera on.
No, she just wants us to put a picture up. Thank God, because I cannot turn my camera on for every class. Because sometimes I don't be. I will lay down. I'll be laying down.
Especially y'all with y'all bonnets.
Yeah.
Y'all not gonna be able to do that.
But sometimes, I mean, people still get on the cameras with their bonnets on.
I know they do.
No type professional, nothing. See, I don't do all of that. I may put my hair in a bun or something, but no bonnet now.
Yeah.
That's a mess.
I think virtual learning, it can work, but for me, I don't think it ever worked out for me. I mean, I passed the classes, but was I succeeding how I should have been within the classroom? But I also will say I am not good at sitting in a classroom for more than an hour or 2 hours. Those 3-hour classes, those night classes, I can't do it.
Yeah, and so that goes to like my point, like this one size fits all type instruction learning. What's the word I'm looking for? Just
Curriculum.
Yeah, like everybody, like this whole like everybody has to learn the same way. Like everybody doesn't learn the same way. Everybody doesn't, everyone's not. Some people are hands-on. Some people don't like to be hands-on. They don't need to be hands-on. And it's just like it's you're kind of forcing people's hands, especially now when you have the pandemic and you're forcing people to, do this virtual learning and stuff. And then I think, and then it's probably difficult on the teachers too, because you said that your teacher's a little bit older, so she may not be,
yeah,
tech savvy or a fan of like hopping on Zoom or whatever, platform that they're using to teach. You know what I mean? And then, some teachers, I mean, they might not even really care if you're like listening or paying attention or you're even on. It's just like,
they got their money though. That's the difference with college and in high school. College has already gotten their money, or you're on a payment plan. So with that being said, they're gonna get their money or they have already gotten their money. And with that being said, if they've already gotten their money, they could care less whether you log on or not. They're gonna get paid and you're gonna fail at the end of the day.
I mean, but our teachers, I haven't had a teacher that has said like, I'm gonna let you fail. That's the only thing about HBCUs.
I was getting ready to say that too.
Yeah. They will not let you lag on and do that. And see, I've never been in this. I haven't been in a situation where I've been like turning in work late or have just been behind. But all of my teachers, they've been cool.
Yeah.
I even had I had this teacher, this is my second time having her. I had her last semester and this semester too. She was like, she only has to take attendance for the first 10 days because we're on Zoom. But after that, but last semester, people were not showing up to class and still passed. And I was just like, I didn't even have to waste my time coming up here. I could have been asleep.
No, you're going to go.
She didn't take attendance, didn't do nothing. But I really like her. She's really cool.
I think at HBCUs, that's the difference, with PWIs as well. It's about business at PWIs, You're there, you're not. HBCUs, I think, have, they lean to the culture. They want you to be successful. I have not ever seen too many HBCU teachers that are iffy. There are some, but they're really there for you, and they're going to support you in the process of making sure that you get your degree or certification, whatever it is, and they're truly there for you. So that's another takeaway from that.
Trying to push the culture forward.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Black excellence. That's a form of that, to keep the generational wealth going. And it works out for the most part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question, Ms. Jayla.
Yes.
Do you feel like college or school is relevant and or needed?
No, school's not for everybody. I know my sister, she's saying now she doesn't really want to go. She doesn't see herself going to college. And if she does, she's not going to be there very long, maybe like a 2-year college or something. Like, it's not necessary. But I just feel like if you want to go, go. If you have the opportunity to go, go. If you have the money, because a lot of people don't have the money. And even if you don't have the money, because I know I don't have the money, you can still go. But it's all in what you want to do. But it's not, I feel like people feel forced sometimes, and I wasn't forced to do anything, but some people have been forced to go, and they don't even, people come out with college degrees and still working at Walmart. People don't have college degrees and are millionaires. Like, it's all in what you want to do and what's your vision.
So can you talk about anyone that you know personally that wanted to go and they didn't have the money to? But
I don't know anybody that.
You do too.
Oh.
I'm not going to say their name, but it was someone very close to you that wanted to go, but their parents didn't fill out the paperwork. Just think about it.
Oh, that's fine.
But it's
Did they go?
No, a boy.
A boy? Oh. Okay.
Juju who?
Another thing too, because there are people that they want to go to school and their parents just didn't help them. That's why I know what you're talking about. But it's for one, I feel like it's taught. It's where your parents are in life too, because if your parents are not really focused on that for you, or if they've got their own stuff going on, like, they're not gonna be like, oh, I gotta put you through college. Like, this particular person, like, they were like, oh, I want to go, but I just don't know what to do, or I don't have the money, or I don't know where it's going to come from. And their parents weren't helping them. So it was just like, they didn't end up going. And they're not doing bad, but still, I just feel like parents have to do their jobs at the end of the day. And it doesn't stop at 18 or when you graduate. I just feel like if your child wants to go to college, then you can put them through college. Like, there are payment plans and different stuff, and scholarships and stuff like that. And it's where you come from too, because if schools don't prepare you either, then that's also an issue, because it's not always on the parents, because the schools are not doing what they're supposed to do either, not telling you, okay, here are these schools, they're offering this, or here are these different scholarships, this is how much they're offering. Like, you wouldn't know. Mm-hmm. So
I didn't even know that you could go to your high school counselor and apply for financial aid for, it's a code that they have. If you get free lunch, then you can get a waiver for application fees. And application fees can be $50 to $100 per school. So with that being said, you can go into your counselor if you have the option to, and you can get that fee waived. And for a lot of people, it helps. I know a lot of my friends, they were telling me about it when they took their kids through, and and they got it. So, I mean, you can make it work for you, but then you also have to be cautious of when to send those applications in. So for some HBCUs in the month of August, September, October, they'll waive the application fee. So with COVID, they were waiving a lot of stuff too. So yeah, you definitely gotta pay attention. Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's what that's what I was saying. Like our last episode, I was saying like, was it our last episode? But anyway, it's like they're not gonna tell you this information, but they're not hiding this information. Like this information is public knowledge. It's public information. It's out there. They're just not gonna tell you where it is or tell you about it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's it's crazy, because there's a lot of programs, a lot of information that's out there that can help you, assist you, and getting you to where you need to go.
Yes.
But it's just kind of like, you don't know what you don't know. So it's like, oh yeah, well, this, you could Google that. And like, well, I didn't know I was supposed to Google that. I didn't even know it was a thing. So why am I Google that? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. So I don't know.
She just asked me, was her application fees waived? Girl, no. Nothing has been waived. The world. Yeah. So yeah, you definitely, over time, I would say I recommend starting in the 9th grade, starting to take your kids to college tours.
Early.
And it will save you so much time when they get to their junior or senior year to figure out or pinpoint 1 or 2 schools where they want to go to. We were up until a month before graduation going to Georgia last minute, and she making that choice. And we have been all over the creation of the Northeast, at different schools. And it's okay because you get to see outside of Delaware. And I was just talking to Mom about that last week when I went out to Chicago, and I took one of my players out there for a campus, or not a campus, a basketball camp. What? Why?
You been to Chicago recently?
No, a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Look at you getting ready. Like, did I miss something? No, but when I went out there, I stopped at Notre Dame, and I was telling Mom, I always knew Uncle Near wanted, he loved Notre Dame, so I wanted to see the campus, and it's no comparison to anything here. No, not no Del State or no UD, none of that. It is immaculate. It is so, Del Tech too. It is so nice. Like it's ridiculous. For every sport, they have their own building or tennis courts or volleyball, sand, whatever. We don't have that here. So yes. So I mean, it just makes you open your eyes to like different possibilities. So it's really important to get these kids out and to see different things. We got comments.
Yeah, shout out to my mom. She's watching, but she said if your guidance counselor never discuss if you want to go to college, they're not trying to share anything with you. No scholarships, financial aid, or anything. No discussion at all.
That is true too. And I will say this, I know
certain people.
Huh?
They do it for certain people.
They do it for certain people. If you are a good athlete and if they like you, then they may help you. If you're not one of those people that are in their office or you have a personal relationship with them, I know with you, the lady that you had before,
Washko.
Yes, we don't.
Oh, sorry.
But what did she say that one time, Jay?
Wow.
When she wanted you to apply for a scholarship, and she said it's only for coloreds. You remember that?
I do not.
Yes.
Oh,
yes. Yes.
And I told you that.
Yes.
I can remember.
Because I was hot.
I can remember that.
I was hot. Yes.
I
was hot. Yeah, and I'm just like, well, we no longer say coloreds. Like, but in her mind,
what was this?
I'm gonna find the email. I'm gonna find it if I can. Y'all think that I don't remember stuff? Yes, I remember all of this foolishness that be going on. But yeah, she put it on there like it's only for particular colors. And I'm just like, are we still using that terminology this day and age?
1960s.
Hey, when you talking about people who grew up in a certain era, the older you get, the more set in your ways you become, and that stuff doesn't change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, and until someone checks you for it, or they be like, they have a actual conversation, like, look, you can't be saying that stuff. Like this. You need to reevaluate yourself and think about what you're saying and how you're talking to people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's that's another thing. Like people that think slide because they're older, or they say stuff like, oh well, that's just how they are. They don't really mean nothing by it. That doesn't make it right. It needs to be corrected, regardless if they're young or old. You know what I mean? If it's something that shouldn't be, that could be disrespectful or off comment, you need to say something to that person, because if nobody corrects me, then I'm not doing that. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong.
Yeah. And she had to have been doing this for a long time, because I noticed she wasn't nice. And that's why I always say you have to know the people that your kids are around too. The teachers, administration, counselors, all of that good stuff. Because if you don't, a lot of stuff is gonna fly under the radar. And it is what it is. So I would say create that former relationship with somebody in that office, or people in that office, so that they know your face. And I was just telling the kids earlier, I love administrators that speak to us parents. The ones that are unwilling to speak, I look at them like, what's wrong with you? Because I know that you make a little bit of money. Yes. But you're not higher than. And I think that's where people go wrong, because they think that I have this title now and I make this money and I get to say what I want to say. And it's no, you're a real person, just like I am. So we both make money. May not be the same pay scale, but I'm just saying we make green money. So with that being said, I'm gonna need you to, chill out on the uppityness, because I don't like that. I just made it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But yeah, I personally don't like principals and assistant principals and all that, acting like they can't speak.
You were talking about that too, how titles don't matter if you're not doing anything. Like that's a lot too, because that varies from teachers and administration to coaches and everything. And if you're not doing anything for the kids, it doesn't matter what kind of title that you have.
I don't care what's on your signature.
Absolutely not.
To your effort, then it's not impressing me what that signature says.
Absolutely not. Because you can get fired too.
Exactly.
This is because you got that title, you can lose that title.
Yes. And I think that's where people go wrong in the education field. I see a lot of great educators, but then there are those that don't want to be there.
And if you don't want to be there, why do you have the job? Why?
Because they have bills to pay.
But why would you put yourself through that? I just feel like, and this is kind of off topic, but I just feel like if you choose what you want to do, like that you should choose what you would like to do.
Yeah.
Like don't be just at a job just because it's the money or that you need the money. Do what you love. Like if you don't like no kids, get away from the kids. Like
everybody doesn't look at that the same way. You know what I mean? Like everyone doesn't have that mentality. Like this is what I have a passion for, and this is what I'm gonna go into and do. Some people just like, I just need something that's gonna pay my bills, and this is paying a certain amount of money. I don't like it. It may not be what I wanted to do, but it pays me a certain amount of money, which allows me to live a certain lifestyle. And it's crazy.
Yeah,
that is for sure me right now, because
but you're a student. You have years.
I do. You're right. And I've got bills to pay. I've got all that, but it's just like I know what I want to do at the end of the day. So it's just like this is a little rough patch. And then 5 years from now, I'll be good again.
Yeah, you'll be on your way. but you got to be patient in the process. Definitely have to be patient. We all have had humble beginnings, and I hated, when I started out at the base scrubbing toilets and all that stupid stuff.
Not
But
the
I,
toilet.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, I shouldn't even say stupid stuff because it does really humble you. When you do things that you don't want to do. Yeah. So, yeah, as long as it pays your bills and you keep growing, then I think that's a good thing. The moment that you stop growing or you're going back down, it should be a wake-up call for you.
Mhm.
Hey, if you're paying attention, if you're doing that self-assessment, you know what I'm saying? If you reassessing yourself and relooking your goals and like, all right, I need to make a change or I need to make a shift here. And you need to take action. Not just thinking about it and just talking about it is not enough. Like you have to take some type of action to make that change in the direction that you want to go.
Mm-hmm. It's true. We talk about that all the time. All the time. So I'm talking about me and you. Or you and I. Sorry. My English. But yeah, I think a lot of us struggle with that, just trying to go to the next level and trying to pinpoint what is our next step. But you have to keep going. As someone told me the other day, you have to keep pushing. It will turn out to be okay at some point. So
facts. So yeah, I'm about to ask you another question. So now that you're a college student, looking back in your previous 12 years of education, do you feel that there could be some changes or on how like the lessons or the things that school could be teaching? And do you feel like there was some redundancy throughout your first 12 years of schooling?
Yes. Most definitely. Well, for one, and my best friend, she has been saying it since we've been in school together since 5th grade, and she's been saying it from 5th grade to 12th grade. We're learning the same thing every year, literally. For one, we learn unnecessary stuff. And when I was sitting over there listening to y'all last week, why are we learning? Where do we see letters in math? Like what's his name said the other on Twitter the other day. J.R. Smith.
Yeah.
Where do we see that in the real world? We don't see that. Why am I learning this? Still learning it in college.
Mhm.
I'm not going to use this with my political science degree. I'm not going to be using this in no courtroom. So why am I learning this? Why are we learning the same thing over and over again? And with our people, we learn the same thing over and over again every year. February comes, Black History, MLK, Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks. We learn the same 4 people. We don't learn anything else. And I've learned more people in one semester in college than I've learned in my 12 years of schooling. Then you've got Thanksgiving and the Native Americans and Christopher Columbus. I come to college, Christopher Columbus is no hero. He's not anything. It's ridiculous. So you're no hero.
Right.
You know how I feel about it.
But it's embedded in our society because of what we learned in school, and it's literally the same thing. I sit and wonder why. Like my mom has always said she never liked social studies and she never did any of that, and she has her mindset to where the way that she thinks. Yeah. And she doesn't like. She really does not like when I speak my mind on a lot of stuff. And I was be like, this is how I feel, and this is what it is. But it's how they were taught during that time. So that's why they think that way. So it's just like I feel like our generation is more, what's the word? We're more
vocal.
Yeah. And we learn way more stuff. Like more stuff is coming out to the point where it's like, wow, this is really what happened at this moment in time. And I really don't think that a lot of information has been
it's
still not told.
They're gonna start that MLK stuff next week. That same rhetoric.
It's crazy. And I feel like with Biden being on our campus too, I just feel like you said, with our funding and everything, I just feel like you say all of this on our campus and you're doing it. Don't get me wrong. Biden, bless him. That's all I'm gonna say. But I just feel like y'all were on a historically Black college and university campus talking about what has happened in the past. But what are you doing now for us? You talking about voting rights. We've got so much money that we need. Y'all give all the money to these PWIs. We barely have any money. Kids got mold in their room and all this kind of stuff. Howard has their stuff going on. And y'all see it. Kamala is a graduate of Howard and you see it, yet you haven't poured any money into our schools. I just don't get it.
Talk that talk, girl.
Yeah, so it's
bigger than her.
It is big. It's a system. It's a system that's been created and it's been going on for so long, for so many years. And they pipeline, as you can see, like, was University of Georgia or Alabama, Roll Tide, they have all these athletes come, they have the best athletes come to their schools. And you know what I mean? And then their school gets so much money. And for years, they've been making so much money off these games, these athletes, these college athletes have video games, their jerseys and whatnot. They're not seeing any money.
Or us.
From it.
Of them are us. You're profiting off of our people.
So it's like, so all that money is funneled into the school and the faculty. You know what I mean? And then you talk about, your Ivy League schools or like your Yale, and those other type of schools. They incentivize for people to come to that school. So if you graduated from those schools and you go out and corporations be like, well, they favor if you come from a certain school, right? So you're more likely to get hired at these corporations and jobs or whatever, and you're more likely to progress faster. Right. And then it's a pipeline. And then like the alumni, then, they pour money back into the school and then they get buildings named after them. And then they have libraries and, whatever on the campuses are named after them because they pouring this money back into the school. And then they go out and they say, if you go to this school, you're more likely to get hired at this corporation and whatever. And they create this pipeline and all this money, it just circles, circles around. And, a lot of these people not even qualified for the jobs that they get hired for. But because you went to that school and because, your dad or your mom or whatever, and, there was a scandal a few years back, whatever, just to say that they went to that school, but, they're not even qualified for these jobs. You know what I mean? That they get. And then it's...
So it's a couple of things that you touched on. First, let's go back to this whole funneling through the family situation. A couple of years ago, I took her up to Villanova. She got an invitation, right? I don't know if you remember this or not. Our tour guide. Mm-hmm. So one of the reasons why I didn't like Villanova was they were talking about they were going to charge her for paper to print out. And I'm just like, if I'm paying you X amount of dollars a year, you better supply her with some computer paper in the library. Why am I going to charge it to a card or 50 cents or $1 for every piece of paper that she uses? No, I'm not. That's foolishness. But anyway, the tour guide was saying the only reason why he went to Villanova was because his grandparents and his uncles went to Villanova. So he didn't even want to go, but because it was the family history, he was forced to go. So again, it goes back to, creating that generational wealth, continuing the family pattern of the history of going. It's legacy, kids, is what I want to say. So of course I get that because it's a lot of legacy with HBCUs as well. But I did not want her to be the legacy Dell State. No, not to Dell State, but I just wanted something different. And she didn't want to go there, I don't think either. So I get that to a certain point, but also going back to the corporations with the Ivy League and the prestigious schools, PWIs. Yes, it does happen. I know firsthand it does happen. And it didn't just register to me until you just said that. Partially why I've been going through the stuff that I've been going through, because my label does not say a PWI, that particular PWI. But I know the PWI that a majority of people that I know that are advancing are from that particular PWI, which is Penn State. So they cater to a Penn State rather than a Wilmington University. So with that being said, they funnel in more people. They go and get their people from that university more than likely. And yes, you know, they're gonna funnel through them because those are their friends, those are their family, you know. But for people on the outside, we don't go up the ladder as much, is what I should say, as what they do. So that does make sense of what you just said. Thank you. You learn something every day.
I mean, yeah, it's you know, you have to, like, well, I'll say, like, I tend to, you know, kind of, I process things at weird times, right? So, you know, and like I read, and like the book I've been reading, and like just learning more stuff, and I kind of process and think about things, and it's just like, yeah, like there's this, you know, this system that's been in place for so long, and you know, it's starting to get challenged, you know what I mean? And you know, some people don't like, you know, they feel some type of way about, you know, social media, but social media is a gift and a curse, because a lot of this information is getting pushed out, it's getting pumped out, just like you was talking about history, right? Like you was talking about history. A lot of this stuff, a lot of history is, I mean, it is, but it's all in the power of who wrote that book, or who, you know, who had to say so of what goes in this history book, this social studies book, this geography, or whatever. You know what I mean? And you know, for so many years, you know, the African Americans were not given the correct just due of, you know, their contributions to this country. You know what I mean? And it was law. It was like, and it was like, nah, I did that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, people been saying for years how Elvis was a lot of his music was stolen from someone else.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like Elvis and that's a lot of, like,
I was gonna say it is a lot of them.
You know, country music, you know, a lot of country music was started by you know, it was by African Americans. It's like, and they just kind of took over, you know what I mean? And it's like, what do you do? And like, social media allowed me to learn about Nearest Green and how he, you know, was the one that really done the distillery for Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
You know, so like a lot of this information is coming out, and you know, our history goes beyond America.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's like, whereas, you know, we came from kings and queens.
You know, at some point. I wanted to touch on that too, because I felt some type of way about them attacking Ari Lennox last week, about her talking about you know, I'm sure you didn't see it.
Ari stan.
Yeah,
we love
Ari. I was hot about that, because it's just like, you know, I think we need to come together more and stop attacking our people. If she says she related to,
but it's embedded in our system
to hate each other.
Yes.
Do you think that's true?
There's no possible way that it's not true. I mean, it's so much.
But it goes deeper than just our community. It's just the system is set up to continuously to separate the people, and it's what keeps the people from rebellion. You know what I mean? If we're constantly separated, and at odds with each other, just like this Democrat, Republican
Yes.
ridiculousness, black, white, Asian, whatever. If we as a people, because there's no such thing as race, it's only one, we're all humans, right?
Yes.
If everyone in America was to get together and really put our foot down, like things would change in government, things would change for the better of the people. But because we're constantly put in a state of being separated and having these different ideas, or like in constant competition, or it's me versus you.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with like competition, but what were we competing about? You know what I mean? And why can't we come to a agree to disagree on something, but we can still come together and work together and making things better. You know what I mean? And so, but yes, we can talk about our community because it's our community and that's who we interact with, right? So, I mean, something as ridiculous as like talking about Ari Lennox being in Ghana. Like, how many of you talking about Ari Lennox being in Ghana ever been outside of your city, outside of your state, and alone out of your country and been to Africa?
Exactly.
But you want to talk about her and talk about how she related to Ghana and being in Africa?
And let her be. She's had a tough year. Like, I don't even think people even realize mental health issues. Like, she just came from being like locked up for a couple of days or weeks, whatever it was, over in another country. So then she needs her peace. She goes to Ghana for a tour or a concert, and she's over there enjoying herself, living a peaceful life. And then y'all come with y'all's foolishness to even question what she's saying. Why? I just don't get why. And if you have that much energy to put into that on social media, please make your life better.
It's only for clout and it's only for jokes.
Yeah. And it's not funny. It's really not funny because now, good people, entertainers like that, they start to question, why are they even entertaining? Because it's people that are small-minded that sit behind a computer and they cancel culture people, or however y'all want to say it. It's foolishness.
I don't know why you say y'all.
No, I'm just saying the younger. I wouldn't even say younger kids
because it's y'all's age. Yeah. People, millennials. Millennials. What's y'all millennials?
You passing it back to me. Yeah. It's millennials. It's the younger kids, huh?
I'm Gen Z.
Gen Z, girl, please. But yeah, it's foolishness, and I say I like Ari because I love her music, and I think she's a real good person. Yes.
Yeah, we love Ari. You went on your Ari rant.
Yeah, I sure did
about education.
Yeah, but it reflects, like, if you reach higher levels in education, you don't have time to be sitting behind the computer, talking about whatever.
You'd be surprised how many people do that.
So yeah, but yeah, I don't know.
Hey, I mean, it is what it is, but things is, we're like I said, we're in the early phase. Things is being challenged. Information is being put out. We're in a constant learning. Yes.
I also wanted to speak about the critical race theory also, how you're saying things are being challenged. They're trying to double back and trying to cover up all of everything to teach this new generation. Oh, nothing has happened. We're good people. We didn't do anything to anybody. We're just these wonderful people. We haven't done anything, but it's just like, y'all are the root of the evil in this country, but you're trying to teach these kids, not even teach them at all of what is really going on around them. I don't like that.
So, critical race theory, right? I still need to read on it. Like
I don't know too much about it.
Yeah, I've been.
But so like it got twisted. Of course, you're your entertainment programs on on so-called news channels.
Mhm.
But it got twisted. So the critical race theory was really about teaching or giving a course to instructors or teachers about different cultures and how to better relate to cultures, so that way you're able to better assist in those your students.
Okay.
Yeah, it was never about teaching about slavery to kids or anything like that. It was more geared towards giving teachers or educators more tools in order to help them better teach their populations.
Okay.
But it got twisted into they're trying to teach X, Y, and Z to the kids, which was not its point. It might have got to that point at some, maybe in the future, who knows? We don't know, but that wasn't what it was about right now. You know what I mean? So, but we talk about critical race theory and teach. It's almost like we can rationalize anything that we're trying to pitch. So it's so you can rationalize and say, well, if we stop teaching about slavery, then we don't have to worry about it being a problem anymore.
Mhm.
But the flip side of that is, you're teaching about slavery and you're teaching about disparities and teaching about discrimination and prejudice and biases, so that way we're able to identify it and we're able to correct it. That's what it should be about, and that's what that should be the lesson. We should be teaching about that, so that way we're able to identify it. Because if I don't know I'm being discriminated against, or if I don't know what discrimination is, how can I say that I'm being discriminated against?
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're white, you're black, you're male, you're female, whether you're Baptist, Catholic, whatever. So, you know what I mean? But again, if we continue to keep people segregated and keep them in conflict,
the problem
then
continues.
We're able to maintain the nerve.
Mm-hmm. I just think, it needs to be, well, I know it needs to be some changes over time. And the more educated that our people get, is the better it will be for us. I think we definitely need to get into, I saw something on my timeline earlier on Instagram about a girl that created some type of card game for elementary kids or high school kids, and what they need to advance in life that is, I guess, not being taught in the normal curriculum. So she was talking about investments and balancing their checking accounts and things of that nature. And I think
Huh? My mom taught me to write my signature. I didn't learn that in school. She set me down. Like my second grade summer made me write the whole summer. But we didn't learn that in school. We didn't
cursive. And from them, well, even with us too, we had to take cursive writing for what? Semester in school. It was something like that. It wasn't an extended time frame. It wasn't a 2-week thing. I know for
I
sure.
think it was part of the but it was like early. This was like elementary when I remember. It was like elementary when I took it.
Was it like 4th or 5th grade?
Yeah, I think so. And it was like
it was late.
No, we didn't learn that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Because they say it's no longer needed because everybody's on phones and tablets, and you're
write checks like that. But they didn't tell us when we were taught cursive writing that what the purpose of cursive writing was for. They just said you had to learn it just because. And then I want to say like in the 7th or 8th grade, and it may have been even in the 9th grade, where they gave us blank checks to write our signature. It was real late. Now I'm not sure if it was a specific school district, and I may be wrong, but it was not early on. That was not one of our main things.
My mom said you better learn how to write that name.
Yes. Yes. And I think it's still important. You need to learn how to write cursive writing, at least know your name. I mean, come on.
Hey, I mean,
You're gonna have to sign something. You're gonna have to sign a document.
but I mean, like, how many people actually payroll sign versus just doing a squiggly line?
I know I
So you do some loops,
I may
and
do
then
a
you
little bit, then I just,
Really?
yeah.
just do a couple of loops,
know.
and then you kind of do that little heartbeat line. And
You better sign your whole
How long
name.
my name is?
So what? Write it out. Sign it out.
Elise got covered. That's 4 names.
But
like, that's so long.
When you get into signing NDAs and stuff like that, and this is the only reason why I say it, is because people need to know if it was really you or not. You don't want somebody signing on behalf of you and that you never signed anything. You don't ever want that to happen, because that's where things get tricky. I'm talking about credit cards,
They signing. Oh, they be doing that.
girl, it's $1 million business, stealing people's identities and stuff like that. You know, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, you need to sign your actual name each time, and not around people either, so they don't mimic with your movement. So yeah,
Oh, they ain't even teaching curses no more. So they don't even
that too. Yeah.
start full cursive payroll signature and everything then.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but it's really important to get to these kids early on, and you know,
Parents too. Maybe we need to hold a convention or something like that.
what, a parent convention?
Yeah, parent and preparing for college.
I mean, Des has been trying to do that for a while. My friend Desiree Barnes, she has a whole organization that helps people for free, I want to say, with getting into college, especially for athletes. She does that, and she does well at it. And she's a financial aid guru. So you know, if anyone needs any advice, I can send her to you or send you to her, and she would be more than willing to help you, because she did help us out as well. She was my reminder of making sure that I did my FAFSA, all that good stuff. So yeah, there are people out here, but there are people that are making some money. Like one organization we went to up in Wilmington, Miss J went a couple thousand to help you get into college. She's getting some people to, you know, pay that amount of money. But I mean, you can do this on your own if you really take the time to. So
Hey, you know, people pay for convenience.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? People pay for convenience.
Yeah. So
We made that.
yeah. But you gotta do what you gotta do. And if you want to be a millionaire and not have no attachment to education, but I think where we started at with this conversation weeks ago is a conversation was had of, do you really need your high school diploma? And I would say yes. Just go ahead and get it. It's very important. It's something that
high school is just not.
You don't think it's needed?
I didn't say that. High school's not that. I just don't think that it's that hard to just get through. All you have to do is show up.
But for some
but
people,
it's not that easy for everybody.
It's not, and it hasn't been. And I think that if people need the help of, you know, getting through, then help them, or get them the help that they need. But I really do think that some of the kids that are coming through now, because they've been introduced to virtual learning, it's kind of the easy route for them. So it's hard to get back into the swing of things when you've been doing everything easy. You just got to sit up and log on. You don't even have to take a bath in the morning. You just got to, you know, log on and and be good, and log on, show your face, do your work, keep it moving. But now they're back into the classroom, and they're pushing this thing of they're going to stay in the classroom. And so
you got to think, why do they make it so hard for a reason? They don't want you to get your high school diploma or your college diploma. That's why college is so expensive. In other countries, college is free. They want their people to win, but here they make it so hard for people
to get it.
Yes,
that's an interesting view. That they make it hard for high school and college students to get the degree and diploma. I wouldn't necessarily say high school is extremely hard. I think
it's not hard.
You need to
but
be
it's
focused.
So many limits on like
yeah, it is.
You gotta, because some people, like we said, some things that are taught, some people would just be like, why am I learning about this? So it's just like, it's no point in me coming. And they keep on repeating the same thing. So it's just like, it's just limitations in the way. I just feel like just get your work done.
Have you ever felt like that when you were in high school, or did you feel like that it was a waste of your time?
That I don't want to say I felt it was a waste of my time. I felt like it didn't keep my attention.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you know, you want me to read this certain book. What's the relevancy of this book?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you want to read this dry Kill a Mockingbird. What's the relevancy of me reading this? Like, what is the relevancy? You know, what's the relevancy of me reading about Stone Soup? Like, you know, I don't understand it. Like, you know, or you know, we constantly learning about George Bush and Abraham Lincoln, and I mean, it's like, what's the
but really learning about them, because that's another part to that as well.
Is not being told.
Yeah, because a lot of them had a lot of kids with us.
Oh my, you know what I'm sitting here thinking, and I will never forget this. Was it third grade year, or it was third grade year? They had us all dressed up as presidents. And I was just thinking, like, now that I think about it, it's just like we really don't know who these people were. Mm-hmm. And I remember he was the fat president. Was it Truman? He got stuck in the tub. Because I remember it. I do remember it. What? And I was just like, no, because I'm just saying, like, we don't really know who these people are. Like, these people owned slaves. They had children with their slaves, and there are people around us, and their ancestors are those people. But we wouldn't know. We don't know.
Unless you go up to, like, I don't want to sound not responsible, but who came out of Philadelphia that had the church up there? Because he has a lot of Black kids or mixed kids. Is it Abraham Lincoln?
No.
Thomas Jefferson. Yes. So I can't remember. It's not far from the U.S. Mint, because when they would take us up to Philadelphia, and that's another thing I miss about having good teachers when we came up. We always took class trips. These kids don't go anywhere. And if they go, they're only there for an hour or two.
Miss Hoffman took us places. She was the only teacher that took us everywhere.
But before Hoffman, when was the last time that you went on a real school trip?
In high school?
No, in elementary and high school.
Middle school we went on maybe 2 or 3 trips.
But it wasn't no like.
Hoffman is the only teacher that really took us on trips. Elementary school we went on trips, went to the farm, like.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is not historical places. Y'all haven't been up to the U.S. Mint up in Philadelphia. You didn't go to the Franklin Institute, because the last time I went was in the 3rd grade or something like that. So like they're not even promoting that anymore. And I guess because they have, you know, some iffy kids, you don't really want to take them places because they may be, you know, off. So with that being said, and then you don't want to exclude the kids, because then it makes them feel like, you know, they can't go because of their behavioral issues and all that stuff. So I get that part too, but take them on some class trips somewhere after COVID. I think that, but I also think that they need to go over there to that museum in DC as well. Everybody, white, Black, whatever race that you are, you need to get over there.
Do you think that they're really going to take them?
No, but it needs to happen, because if they don't, they're never going to learn it. They're always going to learn from next Tuesday, MLK. is going to be pushed for possibly 2 weeks. Then they're going to go into Black History Month. You're going to learn about Rosa Parks, about her just being on the bus. They don't teach you anything else. Then you're going to learn about possibly Malcolm X. I don't know too much about Malcolm X. It wasn't taught to me. I've never seen his movie.
Really?
Not one time. No.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's an interesting movie. It's just there's also a documentary.
I watched a documentary
Watched
on
the documentary?
Netflix, but I have not watched the actual movie. I don't know too much about him. I know that he had kids and his wife lived.
One of the daughters just died.
Yes, but I don't know anything from school.
Even, oh my gosh, because what was the movie called that just came out last February about the Black Panthers? I want to go see that.
It
was about
Black
the
Messiah?
huh?
The Black Messiah?
Yeah,
Haven't seen that.
you need to see it. That was a really good movie.
I'm just way behind.
Yeah.
If I didn't go to the museum, I would know nothing other than what my grandparents taught me when they went through their era of being activists. Other than that,
That's another great source of learning. You know, a lot of people don't want to talk to, our elders. But but the elders, they'll drop some knowledge on you.
yeah, good knowledge.
Mom, when she really sits down and talks to you, like
Mhm.
you just gotta listen to her because she really will let you know a whole bunch of
Oh, she
stuff.
was going off earlier. Yeah, but I mean, if you came from that era and even like 20 years before her, they have a lot of knowledge and they have retained all of that. That these books are not being are written the proper way with the information. And I feel like that, if you're going to tell the whole story, then tell the whole story. Don't tell half of the story or a quarter of the story.
It doesn't fit my narrative.
Yeah. Forced narrative.
But yeah.
But yeah, I want to get into something else, but I can't right now. Yeah, because the whole conversation earlier about the A word versus the ER word, and the flip side to that of thinking that you don't even know the difference. You just feel like they're calling me a ER, and I'm getting offended because you're calling me that. But if you knew what it was, you wouldn't be offended. So you're not. That's where the news and all of that comes into play. Meaning that they're hearing bits and pieces, or the parents are saying bits and pieces. So if the parents or whoever are using those words, and they're thinking that ER means me, if they're the opposite race of us, is what I should say. So they're getting offended if someone says that to them, meaning you call me an ER. And it's just like,
oh my gosh,
you don't even know what it means.
So I mean, it's in the dictionary.
But are these kids even picking up a dictionary? Do they even know what it is? No.
Yeah.
The last time I touched the dictionary.
She's never even seen the like you said last week about the
encyclopedias.
Yeah. No, they don't know nothing about that.
I can see it on her face.
Yeah.
I can see it on her face. Yeah. It was serious.
Yeah.
It was serious back in the day.
You better have pulled it out.
And it was, and really it was anyway. That was another waste of paper. Because it has to constantly be updated.
Yeah, but you talking about wasted paper, wasted trees. You know how many trees were wasted on that to keep rewriting that stuff?
Botanica, yeah.
Foolishness.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Let's we're going to wrap for the evening.
Yes.
And like we might do part 3. I don't know. Might have to bring you back for part 3.
She might not be here. She got to get on out of here. Skedaddle.
Oh, you got to get on the bus?
I'm ready to go anyway.
Oh, you ready to get back to Peachtree, huh?
Yeah.
I bet you are.
Exactly.
You are.
What you say? Send her sweaters and turtlenecks.
Turtlenecks. Well, I'm telling you, I keep my eye on. I might not always comment, but I'm eyes deep. You know what I'm saying? I'm only 4 hours away.
Yeah.
I'll make the trip. I don't care. I got my license.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about driving.
Yeah.
But yeah, good episode, good conversation. Thank you, Miss Jayla, for coming out and sitting down and being a part of it. Appreciate y'all dressing up together, dressing alike.
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? But those who who happened to catch us and commented, my mom was on fire tonight, man. She was.
What she?
Oh yeah, she was coming up a storm.
I gotta go back and look.
I know. Even Carla was on here too. She got a couple comments. Yep.
Oh, okay, cool.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we appreciate y'all. Even the text messages I got, even though you ain't comment.
Oh.
But thanks. Like always, I enjoyed the conversation. I enjoyed our episode. Can't wait to do it again next week. Any final comments, Miss Scott?
I don't have any final comments. I'm tapped out for today. I need to go in the kitchen, but yeah, I am. Look at Jack. But yeah, we appreciate y'all for supporting us, for watching, for going on the different platforms, and we'll be back next week in full effect. And yeah, we're here. We'll be here next week as well.
Miss Jayla, you got any final thoughts?
Not really.
All right. Well, thanks, Ma. So it was a pleasure to have you.
Yes.
But yeah, all right. So take it easy. Y'all be safe out there. Mask up, even if you are vaccinated. It don't matter.
Please.
Y'all be safe out there. Y'all be and go learn something. Please. Until next time.
All right. See y'all later.